All right, everyone, breaking story today, and welcome to Trumpet of God Ministries. I am Pastor David, Watchman on the Wall for April the 10th, 2013, and today, Wednesday, April the 10th, is D-Day. Let's take a look at the conflict coming out of North Korea. Here's the headline, and I'll put the link below in the Show More box for you. Breaking news, and this is coming out of Reuters. U.S. South Korea on high alert in anticipation of Pyongyang's missile launch. And you're going to have the news article. It's showing a picture of troops loaded up in military trucks heading for the border today of North Korea. South Korean soldiers ride a military truck on the road leading to North Korea at a military checkpoint in the border city of Paju on April the 10th, 2013. All right, the conflict is getting pretty heated, brothers and sisters. And as your watchman on the wall, I stand firm on the wall. And when I see the enemy approaching, I sound the alarm. So I'm not sounding the alarm yet. We're going to have to wait and see how this all plays out. All right, the United States and South Korea have upgraded their military surveillance status in anticipation of a possible mid-range missile launch by Pyongyang, the latest escalation of tension in the war-weary peninsula. The combined actively at WatchCon 2 status ready to tackle a vital threat from North Korea. Yonhap news agency reported citing an anonymous senior military official. If the next upgrade occurs, the nations will be in a state of war. And what do we learn by this? By reading the scripture. There will be wars, and there will be rumors of wars. And these things must happen. And don't get alarmed. Don't get consumed and caught up in these things. That must happen. We're told they must happen. Bible prophecy must be fulfilled. Be alert, be prepared, be on standby, heed the warning, but be consumed in Him. Keep your eye on the sky and on the prize, and that is the bridegroom, that is Jesus. All right. Seoul has also launched an emergency task force to analyze North Korea's preparations of a missile launch, the official said. And let's continue on. There are clear signs that the North could simultaneously fire off Musadan, Scud, and Nodong missiles. To counter this vital threat, two destroyers with SPY-1 radar have been placed on standby on the coast of the Korean peninsula. South Korean military is also operating early warning aircraft Peace Eye and ground-based missile defense radar systems, Green Pine, to counter a potential rocket launch. Now, before I continue on here, I was watching a mainstream media. I was watching a complete news analysis, or war analysis of what is taking place. And Russia now is putting out, they're giving their opinion. We got Chinese troops on the border with their military of North Korea. And Japan is on high alert and standby, as is the United States. And from what I understand, if a lot of these missiles have not been proven or tested yet, and if they're directed over the sea, they're just going to let them go. But if they are headed towards any land, Japan or any mainland, that our missile defense systems will quickly take them out. But the problem is, this is all uncertain. So the United States is on high alert as well, because we don't know when, what time. We don't know the war plan of the leader of North Korea. He's a young 28-year-old leader. And it's a little different than his father and his grandfather, because we could kind of predict, and kind of had a little bit of warning. There is no warning right now. So we are on close standby, hopefully to take a missile out quickly. But we have to watch. So that's what we're doing. We're watching today. All right. Now, continuing on with the article, these missiles have a 3,000 to 4,000 kilometer range, allowing them to potentially hit the U.S. forces in the Pacific Ocean, and that's what we are worried about, if it's going to hit any of our forces. Furthermore, Seoul believes that the North may fire off several missiles from different sites in case of an unsuccessful launch of the Musadan missile, which has never been tested before, as up to 5 TELS transporter erector launcher, as seen in satellite pictures. The TELS are perceived to be launch platforms for short-range 300, 500 kilometer Scud missiles and medium-range Nodong missiles capable of hitting targets 1,500 kilometers away, the source said. And now you're going to have the article, but now there's a picture shown of Kim Jong-un going over strategic war plans with his high-ranking officers here. This file photo and release by North Korea's official Korean Central News Agency, KCNA, shows, according to KCNA, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un discussing the strike plan with North Korean officers. And you're going to have this link below. On Tuesday, Admiral Samuel Locklear, commander of U.S. Pacific Command, told the U.S. Senate Armed Services Committee that the U.S. has the capability and is ready to tackle any threat emanating from Pyongyang. I believe we have the ability to defend the homeland, Guam, Hawaii, and defend our allies, Locklear said, adding, we have demonstrated to the people of the region, demonstrated to the leadership of North Korea, our ability and willingness to defend our nation, our people, our allies, and our forward deployed forces. Locklear concluded that the U.S. could intercept a missile even if it launched in the next several days. If the missile was in defense of the homeland, I would certainly recommend that action of intercepting it, and if it was defense of our allies, I would recommend that action, Locklear told a Senate hearing in Washington. But as Pyongyang tells foreigners to evacuate South Korea after warning of thermonuclear war, Japan has authorized shooting down any threat coming from Pyongyang and announced on Tuesday that it has deployed PAC-3 missile interceptors to key locations around Tokyo. You'll remember they shut down their main source of income and they evacuated all the South Korean workers out. The plant has been closed, and they are calling for a thermonuclear war, and we have to take this threat serious. But let's not be consumed in this. These things must happen. Meanwhile, China, one of the only sympathizers of North Korea, has closed its border with the North to tourists. The Korean Peninsula has seen tensions escalate since the North's third nuclear test in February, which resulted in toughened UN sanctions and drew much international condemnation, and that's the latest coming out of North Korea. And we're going to see what is the next move in this chess game between Kim Jong-un, a young 28-year-old leader. He has to understand that this is real. This is not a child's video game, a war game where you got controllers and you're just hitting the button. This is real, and this threat is serious. Don't be consumed. These things must happen. Matthew 24, you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Be alert, be awake, and be prepared for anything. But put all your energy, all your focus on the King of Kings. I love you. Leave me comments, everyone.